you can read all the vitriol and all the stuff online that you want, and you can listen to pundits with no affiliation or connection to Arsenal really sticking the boot in on Viktor Gyökeres. But you know what was telling last night? It was the fact that whenever Viktor Gyökeres chased, whenever he hassled, whenever he battled, whenever he won the ball back for Arsenal, whenever he displayed any semblance of effort, which was very, very often, by the way, the crowd responded to it. The crowd reacted. The crowd were there to encourage him, to say thank you, to push him to deliver more, and to help build his confidence. Because I can imagine that when you play in Portugal, when you score goals for fun, and then you come to a league where you're finding it a little bit more difficult, you can start to question yourself. And I know that by all accounts, Viktor Gyökeres is a very confident young man, but you will get into your head at some point. It's inevitable. So when you go out on the pitch and you get a feeling from the home faithful that you hassling, you running, you chasing, you pressing, all of which he's doing without having barely had a break, by the way, because we've got no other striker available at the moment, that will give you encouragement to say, do you know what? Maybe the goals aren't going in for me right now, but people appreciate what I'm doing. And so I'm going to do it more. And I'm going to work that bit harder. And I'm going to give it even more and more and more. So when people say the Arsenal crowd is toxic and all this stuff, it's not. Okay. It's not. Generally speaking, it's not. When you sort of went to the Emirates last night, there was incredible support for Arsenal throughout the game. And Viktor Gyökeres, especially, was receiving all the love in the world. And so when you're going through the patch that he was going through, you need a bit of luck to get out of it. And he got that bit of luck for the first goal. And it was telling, actually, because his celebration, I thought, was quite muted. It was almost as if he didn't really want to celebrate that goal too much because he recognized and realized that it was a somewhat fortuitous one. But the reaction of his teammates around him was for me brilliant to see. They were all so chuffed for him. They were all so happy for him. They're all sort of pushing him forward and saying, come on, where's the celebration? It was brilliant to see. At that point, Arsenal were 3-0 up and Viktor Gyökeres was back in business, which is, if I could have picked one thing to take away from the game aside from the result, like one narrative to be altered or changed or diverted, it would have been that.